Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. This week, we're here to talk about the Celtics. Okay, the Red Sox are on hiatus and for the foreseeable future. So we're here to tell you why the destruction of the Celtics roster was not necessarily because of the salary cap. That's what everyone wants you to think. It wasn't necessarily the case. There are bigger reasons why. I'd like to talk about that, but we're here to tell you why. We've got special guest Robby Haytayan from the Celtics Weekly podcast to here help us talk about that. But as we always do, let's start with some opening takes. Bobby, if you would, please start us off.
The Boston Celtics did what good organizations do. They got rid of a couple players who weren't performing at a championship level anymore. They moved them on. And as you mentioned before, there was salary cap implications. Now what the Celtics need to do is what great organizations do. Take pit stains like Simmons and Niang and turn them into a great player. Get rid of these guys, package them with their money in the second round picks, and bring in one good player, a very good player. They can play with Tatum and White in this year and maybe get them in the playoffs and hold it down until Tatum gets here and then be part of a new big three. Let's see if Brad can do that. He did half the job's done. Let's see if he can finish it.
Raven?
Thank you there, Richard. Like Bobby said, they got rid of Drew Holiday, who's an aging 35-year-old on the decline, got rid of the injury-prone Kristaps Porzingis. When's the statue going to be made of Brad Stevens? He's done what no one could think that in the NBA could do. He got rid of these two guys that they thought they'd have to package other players with, and he just got rid of them single-handedly to the Portland Trailblazers and the Atlanta Hawks. TD Garden, make way because the Brad Stevens statue is coming your way.
Yuck for both of you, homer losers and your boring fucking tags. Boo. I'll take the totem pole here. It's draft season for another big four sport, and I'm here to tell you once again, for another draft, boo fucking drafts and boo fucking drafts on TV. It's the most boring TV program on the planet. Told you this in the NFL draft in April. That was boring as shit for 3 goddamn days, watching these idiots in their stupid ill-fitted suits. The NBA trying to be the NFL draft. Keep trying, you fools. 2 days of this shit for 2 rounds. That was the slowest to stay up and watch the Celtics pick some no-name from Spain, some 19-year-old no-name from Spain at 28th pick. I'd rather shove sticks in my eyes than do that again. The show is killing me. Fuck drafts and fuck draft coverage. Just tell me who they pick. You boring Homer Celtics losers. Thank God we have Robby 1 on the show today to spice things up. That's where we'll start. The destruction of the Celtics has started. These guys will tell you how great it is to be a Celtics fan now that they've jettisoned 2 of their top 5 players.
I didn't say it was great. I don't even want those players.
We will talk about the NBA draft other than in the Celtics, some of the bigger storylines there. We've got 10 questions from a guy named Rob. We will not be talking about the Red Sox. But there is another draft coming up, which I'm sure will be stellar. They'll probably top the rest of these. The hockey draft is on Friday. Bruins have the 7th pick. We'll give a little thoughts from Don Sweeney. We got this or that Simple Mind of the week. As always, this is the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday Rewind, June 27th, live June 26th. Welcome to the show. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
Vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot. All right, welcome in. We've got Robby from Celtics Talk Weekly. How's it going, man?
I'm great. I'm excited to talk some Celtics, not the Red Sox. And I'm not talking about the Red Sox.
No, neither are we. We will not talk about the Red Sox.
I'm excited to talk about the Celtics, though.
Yeah, hopefully you've got something a little more spicy than putting Brad Stevens statues up. Although Ray probably is right. The half the Celtics nation is looking to erect one like a Tuesday night at Ray's Mother's. But before we do that, just real quickly, we do have one giveaway from fan favorite, your top apparel brand here in the New England area. We've got lunch atop a dynasty, big banner, all of your greatest New England franchise winners. With that famous pic of eating lunch on the big beam. I think it was in New York City, that famous old pic. Anyway, that's for free. Simply, all you have to do is go to simbinesports.com, put your email in for the newsletter. We'll give one away of those in the upcoming weeks. So go to simbinesports.com, rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends and tell your mothers. All right, Robby, the destruction of the Celtics is fully underway. I would say we're in the midst of it. But what I'd love to do is just go through kind of the three biggest moves here. So you've got the draft from last night, which should take about 30 seconds if we can get through that. The Drew Holiday trade and the Porzingis trade. So let's start with the draft. Let's bury the lead a little bit. Hugo Gonzalez, 28th overall pick, 19-year-old Spaniard from Real Madrid, averaging 3 minutes over there. 6'6", 205. Brad Stevens seems to love him. Can you tell us anything about this kid that some regular fans might not know?
Yeah, I mean, he's as versatile as they come. Like you said, he's 6'6", he's a wing, he's athletic. Offensively, he's got a lot of work to do, but defensively, he has all the intangibles that you need to be a high-level NBA defender. I will say Brad Stevens, his track record in the draft has not been great and continues to not be great. I am not a fan of the pick of Hugo Gonzalez, but I will say this: if there is any time to take a risk in the draft, it is now. Next year is kind of, you got nothing to play for almost, right? Obviously, you're always coming in for a championship, but you could take the risk. I do believe it's high reward. He's athletic, high motor guy. Don't love it, but don't hate it.
So we've got a European Jordan Walsh in our hands?
Yes, essentially you do.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Real quickly though, so more than us. We'll keep tabs on this. Who was the guy sitting there at 28 that you would have taken over Hugo?
There were two. The fact that Liam McNeely from UConn fell to 28 was very surprising. He actually went 29 the next pick after to Phoenix, I believe. That might be one of those ones where you look back and you're like, really? Like back in the Giannis draft, we took somebody over Giannis, Jared Sullinger. And so I wanted McNeely, I wanted Cockbrenner out of Creighton. He's the big man. He's still on the board in day 2. So, hopefully they can scoop him up there.
What's the big thing about Hugo was that he plays with like 10 NBA players pretty much, and that's why he didn't get any playing time. So basically,
allow me. I have the quote from Mr. Stevens right here, if you would. Check out the guy he compared Hugo to. Brad Stevens went on to say, when you're in that age, in that situation, you've got to earn your stripes. When we went to take a look at our team years ago in preseason, we played against a 16-year-old Luka Doncic that hardly got in. So Hugo's a little bit older, and I'm not comparing him to Doncic, but I will say it's great when you get to play on those teams. So what you're saying, Robby, is Hugo is not Luka Doncic?
Yeah, so you could say that, right? Hugo might not be Luka Doncic.
No. Yeah. All right. Fuck, missed that one. Okay. Well, we'll wait and see 4 or 5 years from now whether Mr. Gonzalez can play or not, contribute. Looks like they're shipping him over here. They're not, keeping him in the EuroLeague to stash. Sounds like they're gonna put him on the roster, which may have something to do with the money situation, which we'll get to here. So give me your opinion on the Drew Holiday trade. These guys you can't see below, but they are fully erect for this. Anthony Simons coming back for Drew Holiday with a couple future second-round picks. Obviously, the money's a big deal. They clear $72 million of future contracts, $40 million in tax savings approximately. Anthony Simons, a good young player, good offensive young player. I will just say, I agree on paper. Good deal for Brad.
Right.
You got 10 years younger. Right. You saved money. I'll just give you my opinion real quick and ask yours, Robby. They got to move Simons. I like the player, but he doesn't fit right now on this team. They're too loaded in the guard position. They need other help, especially with Tatum not there. And he costs too much money if they want to add some more players to this team. He seems like an easy guy that you can, well, not easy, but it seems like a guy that you can move on from now and get something back. What's your opinion on the trade and Simons as a player?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll join you guys. I'm a wreck too about this trade because quite frankly, the fact that the fact that
4
you could
boners,
get
nice.
yeah, no doubt about it. The fact that you could get a player like Simons, he just turned 26, averaging 20 points per game, an offensive real juggernaut in the league. When you look at all the advanced metrics, this guy stacks up with just about the best of them in terms of scoring the basketball. You could flip that for Drew Holiday, who is clearly on the decline, and you're the one to get draft capital. I mean, it was Brad Stevens' masterclass yet again. I will say this: the thing that's so appealing to me about Anthony Simons is that expiring contract, and he's extension eligible. That makes him the most movable asset the Celtics have right now. This is a guy that they can roll into the season playing and on the roster and showcase, right? This is a guy that they can put in the starting lineup, have him go for 22, 23 points per night. And at the deadline, offer him an extension, have him sign that extension, and then you can flip him somewhere for something a little bit more juicy. So I do believe the Anthony Simons could have long-term implications for Boston. I do believe there could be a role here. I think him and Peyton Pritchard are a little eerily similar for my liking. But there could be a role here. Worst case, you're flipping this guy for a key contributor like a forward or a wing or a big man in that center spot, which Boston desperately needs right now. But I mean, I'm joining you guys. I'm erect all around for that trade, no doubt about it.
Isn't his biggest red flag though, real quick, is his defense?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. But I mean, that's who Joe Mazzulla is, right? I mean, he's a guy that offensively, he wants you to be able to play freely and create with the ball. Defensively, we'll see. I mean, we've seen the Celtics system bring on some bad defenders and they magically make it work. So you never know.
Yeah.
I don't like glossing over the bad defense and then asking Joe Mazzulla to fix it. I'll let Bobby speak on that a little bit. But the things that I do like to hear is we may have been we just started listening to you, Robby. No offense. Just got clued onto you guys, and we'll catch you weekly here on Celtics Talk Weekly. Go subscribe to that, people, on YouTube. But we've been on the Drew Holiday kind of stinks train, except for the 2 months last year in the playoffs.
Right.
Pretty much since he got here. Like, it's like, all right, he made his money in the championship run for sure, as advertised. But anybody that's complaining about losing that winning quotient now that he's gone, where was that in the Knicks series? They needed that in spades in the Knicks series, and he was nowhere. And a lot of that I'm sure has to do with age, and he dealt with the injury this year. But Bobby, to move that contract in itself was pretty impressive, and to get Simons back, is your confidence level that Joe Mazzulla can turn him into a regular defensive stalwart as high as Robbie's?
Oh God, no! Mazzulla is a complete boob. He is the perfect. Like if you were to put a Mazzulla player in a box, you would probably come up with this guy. Like all he does is jack threes, and like you had mentioned before, he's an analytics darling. But it doesn't. I'm not sure he understands how to play basketball. Like he kind of plays it like I would want to play. Just play for fun, jack some threes, run around. He's perfect. Which is why I am with you. We got to move this guy immediately. The only upside that I could possibly see with this guy, he was playing in Portland. You're in that sort of a market. You're on a losing team. You're just going to get yours. Maybe you get him in Boston. Maybe he tightens it up, and maybe he's a different player, and maybe he sees that he can win some games and just change his whole facade. Maybe that's what when you're talking about bringing him in and then moving him during the season. Or if not, I'm all about packaging and moving and getting in one better player for this, because they're going to have a bunch of smaller pieces here to be able to fill it out. And it isn't really all about this next season. It's really about moving forward.
Yeah, I just don't know where, you got Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard. It's kind of your core right now. And then Simons into that has a lot of replication and offense and not a lot of size. So, I think we're in the middle of what Stevens in the offseason plan is, including the Porzingis trade, Robby, which was just a proper NBA dump, second round pick to the Hawks, and a 3-team trade with the Nets. The best part about this is, frankly, don't take offense, Porzingis is gone. Okay. Again, another guy that when was on the court and was a total game changer for the Celtics, but they didn't need him to win that championship. And when they needed him this year, he couldn't come through. His injury history was too much for me to get over, especially for $30 million. And then obviously that's the big move, right? Clearing that money. And then unfortunately you got to take Georges Niang back. But that's the cost of doing business, I guess.
It is. I was out on Porzingis the second I saw him suit up in the Orlando series this playoffs. I mean, he stunk it up. He was awful. He was essentially a negative out there. I would have rather seen more Luke Cornett than Kristaps Porzingis. That's how bad he was. I agree. Porzingis was phenomenal when he was out there. He had this weird 3-week stretch towards the end of the regular season where he was averaging like 25 per game, and you were thinking to yourself, like, okay, here we go. Porzingis missed 49% of his games in the Celtics uniform. I mean, you're paying this guy $30 million. And the thing that set me off was this playoff. This was supposed to be like, it was clear Brown wasn't 100%, right? That meniscus tear was really clearly holding him back. Porzingis was supposed to be that asset that made this Celtics team unbeatable, right? You don't have Brown, you don't have Tatum for a night. Well, guess what? We got this 7'3" unicorn who can come in, he can shoot from 30 feet out. And he was god awful. And quite frankly, if there's, you got to move Niang now. I don't want Niang to touch the court. He's pudgy. You just don't want to see him out there. But I mean,
Lawrence his own though.
yeah. No, I know Boston. I mean, but again, I mean, Porzingis in his injury, you knew you came into this offseason kind of knowing, listen, you're going to lose. This is going to be a loss trading this guy. But in my eyes, it might be a plus getting rid of him. As much as a fan favorite he was, I loved the guy. He was fun. He was electric, right? You showed up to the games and you felt KP being there. But I mean, from a basketball standpoint, it was pretty bad.
It felt like they're going to have to attach a future first to him to get him off the deal. So again, golf clap for Brad. I guess, if you want to, here's the question. Would you rather give up a future first a couple years from now or take Georges Niang on your roster? It's a toss up. It's a toss up.
That is
what do you think the people of Latvia think, the Eastern Bloc people of Latvia think of Porzingis constantly going down with like soft tissue injuries, and he was sick? He had an illness this year, so he looked like shit. I don't know. It's like they're supposed to be the pride of Latvia, and the guy can't stay on the court. Eastern Bloc. I'm just saying. Someone's taking a straw poll out there. We knew this was coming, right? Brad Stevens said it himself. We knew it was coming. Not a huge surprise that they were moving on from this. I hear a lot of conversation about the motivation. We've got the new ownership, $7 billion deal when it's all said and done, probably more. The second apron, actually, after I'm done here, Ray, let's listen to Brad Stevens on the second apron and the restrictions that come with that financially and both, from a front office standpoint. I guess after we hear this clip from Brad, I'd like to get your thought, Robby, on kind of the motivations of where they're at. Is it a financial thing? Is it a team thing? Or is it or are the penalties really as bad as Stevens thinks they are?
Our owners, old and new, are committed to spending. There's a lot of things that go into these moves and a lot of things that are really important. And listen, again, it goes back to prioritizing our flexibility. And, I think the second apron basketball penalties are real. And I'm not sure I understood how real until they were staring me in the face in the last month. So I do think that there's, I think that can't be overstated.
First of all, we can't give Brad Stevens a statue if he doesn't understand the restrictions of the second apron until they slap him in the face. You can't have it both ways here, gentlemen. All right. So either he's full of shit right there, and he's covering up because this is financial move, or he got blindsided by this.
Which one would make you let him have the statue?
Whatever gets Niang off the team.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, pretty much. Perfect.
What are the motivations here, Robby, or all the above? Where do you think they're coming from? I guess the bigger question for me is, what's the financial influence of the ownership right now? Are they closer to Wick, or are they closer to private equity? We're making this a business.
It's too early to tell. That's the thing. If Jason Tatum was healthy and 100% and ready to go next season, you would kind of get a tell this offseason with what direction they would go. But the truth is that when you're all NBA first team guy, when you're $60 million guy isn't going to be able to suit up probably for the entirety of the next season, right? If you were to guess, things are going to need to look different. And Brad's right. The second apron is basketball hell for GMs. You are so handicapped on what you can do. And the truth is that to back Brad Stevens here, when you're winning 64 games and running through the Eastern Conference and winning the championship, that second apron's you'll pay it, right? You'll pay it. Those handicaps aren't existent. You don't have to touch the roster. They didn't make a move last offseason. They did not. They added Lonnie Walker, who later got cut, but they brought the same team back with the additions of Baylor Shireman. Like, it was the exact same team. That second apron wasn't even realized. I think what Brad now had realized, and I think he wanted to make more moves at the deadline, but he couldn't because of how handicapped he was. You can't make 2-for-1s. You can't match not
to put you on the spot, Robby, can you outline a little bit of like some of the bigger restrictions that would be faced when you're in that second apron?
100%. So sign and trades, right? If you're in the second apron, you can't do sign and trades. 2-for-1s, right? Which is crucial when you're making, the Kristaps Porzingis deal is a prime example of what a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 can get you. You can't do that. You can't do the 3-for-2. Those two, in my book, when you talk about roster construction, Brad Stevens is bread and butter is sign and trades in 2 and 3-for-2s and 2-for-1s. Like, that is his shit, right? And when you can't do that, you're handicapped. And when you don't have Jason Tatum and you're in that second apron, you need to get the hell out of that second apron. Otherwise, your team is going to be in the dumps for a long time.
Yeah, Bobby, I see you're shaking your head there. And honestly, new ownership, Tatum injury or not, I think Porzingis and Holiday were on Brad's cut list no matter what. For the reasons that we talked about: age, production, future, all the above. I think that especially losing in the second round to the Knicks, which was happening whether Tatum blew his Achilles or not, people don't want to hear that, but they were losing that game. They were losing game 4. Okay. So I think that was coming or not. I did hear there was, I don't know if they said it or it was reported that if Tatum was not hurt, they would have ran it back. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
Yeah, neither do I.
They already failed, and we've said this before on the show, Robby. We couldn't come up with an example of a championship team that literally brought everyone back, did not switch up the chemistry at all, and went back to back. It's hard enough to do in the NBA. You get 7 straight different champions. To just run any championship team back never works. There's not enough motivation in there. There's not enough different energy. So, and maybe that was a second apron thing. Maybe you're right. Maybe they didn't have the flexibility to do that. But anyway, I'm rambling a little bit, Bobby. I saw you shaking your head when Robby was talking there. You want to add a little bit?
Yeah, it was just to the point about the flexibility. I think it's primarily about that, especially if you're a guy like Brad Stevens, who's shown that he can make deals. Once he was going into the offseason and sees truly what he can and can't do, it was a non-negotiable that he wasn't going to be able to be there, and that he wanted to be able to have the flexibility to make these moves and move on and have different additions to be able to be competitive moving forward.
All right, I got 2 more points. The biggest concern moving into next season for you, Robby, is it, and maybe this isn't a concern, maybe it's a philosophy question. Where are they pivoting to? This goes to ownership too. Are they going to going to try and get under the tax and avoid that repeater for next year and quote unquote tank, but not tank, kind of passively tank? By not, maybe you move Simons and you don't replace him with talent and you just ask Jaylen Brown and Derek White to go out there and drop 50 a night, or are they gonna try and bring some talent in for when Tatum's ready to go? Where is your feeling on that? What are they looking to do next year? And then in conjunction, the bigger concern for this show, and I think for a lot of people, can they change the way they play, and will they stop shooting more threes than twos? And we heard Stevens talk about that in his press conference last night, that seems like he wants to play a little bit more like the Pacers and the Thunder did in the championship there. But what's your thought on that next season and where they're looking to go?
So I think where they're looking to go in Brad's direction is to acquire as many assets as they can to put together a championship team for 2026-27 and 27-28. I think that is their window. However, I hate to break it to you guys and to any Celtics fans watching or listening. Next year is going to be really weird. It's going to be really weird and awkward, and it could be complete hell. But there's a possibility it's like kind of nice, and they're like a weird, below, like right under 50, just over 50 win. Like, you don't know what it's going to look like in terms of success.
We should bring back the King of the Fourth and let him jock for the season. That would
be
yes.
Like,
bring him back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You have seen some crazy things in the past, like, those 2015 Celtics, like how the hell did they pull out a 4th seed? And it was just, you've seen some crazy shit with the Celtics. So I think that's where Brad's going. And then my biggest concern, quite frankly, I'm with you guys. Joe Mazzulla is my big concern here for the Boston Celtics.
You're goddamn right. Yes.
Because so for any validation you guys need, I'm right there with you. Joe Mazzulla.
What?
Yeah, no, I mean, Joe Mazzulla. Here's the thing, and I think it's going to show. And Tatum covers up all of this team's real, just ugly features they have. And I think the ugliest feature of this bunch is Joe, because it's, I like to consider myself the biggest basketball guy you'll meet, like one of them, right? I love the game. I love the X's and O's and all the actions and everything, like finite details. You watch what the Celtics do, and Joe Mazzulla's philosophy is predicated around the talent that exists within the core, right? His philosophy is get the ball to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, let them create space, kick out 3. That's not a system. That's not an offense. And when you got guys like Georges Niang out there and Xavier Tillman, it's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly really, really quick. So I think that's going to be a reality check for Joe Mazzulla. I'm hoping and praying that the guy can figure it out, because I'm not going to root against him. But it could get ugly. Biggest concern is Joe Mazzulla. I believe he is that bad. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I believe he truly is that bad.
Real quick. Isn't the biggest thing that Sam Cassell took that Georgia Tech job too, and he won't be on the sideline for the Celtics this year? Like, I think he was helping out.
Doesn't help. It doesn't help.
That doesn't help at all. I mean, he was helping out Joe Mazzulla, I think, more than we think. And
100%. I mean, Joe is the thing with Joe, and I hate to ramble about Joe, but I'm gonna spare. I'll just go 30 seconds.
Spot for it. Yeah.
It appeared against Orlando is when I was like, okay, it was a high pick and roll action every single time down the floor, and it happened against New York. But Orlando and New York were playing it to a T beautifully. They had watched all this all season. They had 2 years of Celtics game footage. They knew what the hell Boston wanted to run, and it was every time down the floor. It was a high pick and roll. No creativity, no nothing. He did not adapt. It was terrible. And to me, that's when I was like, all right, like, it was that bad. And then just on top of that, to blow games 1 and 2, like Joe Mazzulla did to the New York Knicks, that in itself is fireable. I don't care about the championship. It was that ugly. It was that bad. Expectations were that high. This team is that good, or was that good. Joe dropped the ball. Biggest concern for the 25-26 season is no doubt Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah. We're right there with you. That's refreshing to hear somebody talk that way, and with less fucks and shitheads than we generally put it.
Yeah, we do a lot of name calling.
And we were saying, sum it up. That's the easy version. I'm pretty much saying the same thing.
Look, Jaylen Brown has had nights, right, where he's gone out and without Tatum and put up nights, and they've won. And for anybody to expect that to be a consistency is crazy. Like, and I love Jaylen Brown. I've poo-pooed any trade talk this offseason about Jaylen Brown. He's a top 15-ish player in the game. You're not going to replicate that with anything, unless it's Giannis. You want to go straight up with Giannis? Sure, let's talk. Other than that, like, no. However, when he's not next to Jason Tatum, he might not be a top 15 player in the league, and Derek White is not Derek White. So you're right. I'm not going to say might. It's going to get ugly this year. And you have to lean on Brad Stevens putting these chess pieces in place for when Tatum comes in and plop him right in the middle of it. Everybody gets to drop down a peg or two and get into a natural position. And hopefully Joe Mazzulla's learned how to teach and coach regular basketball by that point. And it doesn't go back to just Jason Tatum slowly dribbling the ball up for 22 seconds and hucking it up or whatever. So we're with you there. I guess that's I don't know if you listened to the press conference with Brad Stevens, but he did offhandedly mention that Mazzulla is tied up for multiple years.
Yeah.
Is that confirmed? Is that
$2 million
reported?
a year? That's got to be easy to get rid of.
This is my thing with it. Joe. Brad's a coach, right? He's one of the better coaches Boston has had. I mean, it's unfortunate he never got the job done, but Brad was a phenomenal coach. I refuse to believe he doesn't see it. And there is this culture within the Boston sports community with Joe Mazzulla to kind of nurture and to coddle him. And, he got thrown into this position and, Ime was this and he came in and he first was like, he's done a lot of winning. And it's like, Joe Mazzulla's had a lot of great teams. So in terms of the future of Joe, they can get off that contract. You don't have to worry about that. If my prediction here is that this gets so ugly to start the season off that they got to do something. And I think Joe's on the chopping block.
Thank God.
That's my prediction. We'll see what the roster looks like. But in terms of getting off, you can get off that contract.
Give me a
if you
percent.
got out of Ime, you'll get out of
Give me a
Joe.
percent. We're gonna let you go here. Give me a percent, not 69. That
Oh,
Brad ever comes down from ever pulls a Pat Riley and grabs the clipboard at some point this season. Future Boston Celtics. We never see it anymore in professional sports, but it would be kind of cool. What's your percentage that it gets so bad because they've lost Courtney Lee, who was the guy that went to Charlotte, the assistant coach,
Charles Lee.
Thank you. Courtney Lee was the player. And then they lost Cassell. I don't even know who's on their bench anymore. So for coaches, who would be next up? Steven seems like a natural fit, and he's going. If they get off to a bad start and Mazzulla's the reason, you're gonna get to bring Brad Stevens down to the bench kind of conversation, and he shut that down every time he's been asked about it. But just give me a percentage. Give us a percentage. What do you think?
I'm gonna go like 3.5. Damn. I think he enjoys being the mastermind behind the G. He's too good at it to leave, and I think he enjoys it too much.
Ray, 6.9.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's what I was going.
That's what I was talking about. Appreciate it, Rob. This was fun, man. Thanks for bringing some sane thought of basketball talk into the program here. Real quick, tell us where we can catch you, when we can catch you on the interwebs.
Yeah, absolutely. Celtics Talk Weekly on Instagram and on YouTube. We're live after every Celtics game. We have two podcasts weekly, Celtics Talk Weekly and Celtics Nation Rise. Those are Wednesday and twice a week, Celtics Nation Rise, usually Tuesday, Thursday. Again, guys, thank you so much for having me on. I had a blast talking C's with you guys, and hopefully we'll catch up and do another one in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody not following, watch them, catch them. They know what they're talking about. We generally just kind of shit can on people afterwards. They actually know what they're talking about.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Robby. Catch you soon, man.
Yes.
So there you go. We've got.
So we're not crazy.
We've got a Missoula. I think we've been saying the whole time, and everybody knows it. They're just, they won and they were good, so everyone's been kind of talking around it.
Yeah. Good thing about us, though, we're a pretty good judge of character. We've called a few people out and been right before.
Yeah. And Robbie's good people. We like Robby.
We do.
Immediately.
I get it.
There are some people that came on the show that immediately, no, Flat Earth Dave, fuck that guy.
Yep.
I enjoyed him. I was really high when I was talking to him, so I was like enlightened.
That was an awesome podcast.
Speaking of assholes, let's throw it over to headlines with the obvious one.
Thank you there, Richard. The Boston Celtics drafted Hugo Gonzalez at number 28. Celtics nabbed the 19-year-old Real Madrid forward, whom analysts are calling one of the steals of the draft. Brad Stevens emphasizes the team's long-term vision amid significant roster changes. Mood somber in the locker room despite optimism about the trades. Reports suggest the organization feels somber after losing key contributors Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis from last season's championship squad. Yeah, Boston Red Sox slumping hard. The Red Sox are 40-41 now at the season's midpoint, sitting below 500 with a 9-19 record in one-run games and MLB leading 69 nice errors. Moving on to the Bruins, they picked number 7 overall on Friday. General Manager Don Sweeney has hinted at possible trades involving their first-round pick, though selecting someone remains likely. And they also unveiled new uniforms. The Bruins introduced a new redesigned look for 2025-2026, described as a new chapter, blending nostalgia and fresh design.
I just woke up. Are you still talking?
Yep, and moving on to the Patriots, Drake May's big life update. Quarterback Drake May tied the knot over the weekend to his longtime girlfriend. No clue what her name is, but she must be nice. This has been headlines with the obvious one.
It's Mrs. May, you dumbass.
Just like your mother's name is Mrs. Langevin.
Oh, no.
Right after this.
That's terrible, Raymond. The headlines were good. The joke was bad. All right, just real quickly, and then we'll get to 10 questions with a guy named Rob. Just touching this NBA draft. We kept Robbie a little too long. I would have got his opinion on it. Also, Robbie, too. How do you feel about the nickname?
Deuce.
Robbie
His name's
too?
Deuce.
Robbie,
Deuce.
Deuce.
It's the worst of all the derivatives of the name Robert is Robbie.
What do you
Really?
feel
'Cause
like
I
having
thought, wait, I thought Cunt was the worst name you could be called because of
It's
Robert.
not a specific. It's not a specific.
No, that's
well-known
more,
nickname.
that's more towards his personality, not his actual name.
Oh,
Yeah, well, that
Uh,
doesn't bother me because it's true. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's accurate, so you can accept it.
I'm not gonna.
What
That's not
is
gonna
it like
bother me.
going through life as an adult with a child's name, though? Do you ever get looks where
At this point, it's fine. Again, I'm over it, and I don't. At this point, I don't introduce myself as Bobby anymore. You two just know me that as a child. When I
Wait,
meet
how do you
somebody new,
introduce
I
yourself?
tell them that's my. I don't introduce
what's
myself.
your introduction name, Chief?
Rob.
Rob. You're a Rob.
Wow.
Your adult name. Your name is Rob.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't
Wow.
like it one bit.
Anybody
like
that I haven't known since I was a child, yeah.
I don't
Really?
like it.
I don't like it one bit.
I don't like it one bit.
No. Sounds weird, bro.
I'm going with Robbie
You
too.
see, like first you shit on the name, and now you're defensive of it.
Yeah. Robbie 2 or cunt in my book. That's as far as I'm gonna go.
They're fine. Whatever.
Damn it. That's why he wasn't he hasn't been irked for 2 years when we've been calling him Rob on the text chain. Like, yeah, it's my fucking name.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
I go
blame
by a
you
lot of
though,
names.
to go as a 40-year-old into in a situation. Hey, I'm Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, how are you?
I'm Bobby.
Nice to meet
Bobby
you.
Valentine. Oh.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
would be like Joey?
Unless you're
Like if
the
someone says
manager of a
Joey?
major league baseball team, you can't be named Bobby as an adult.
Very true.
Yeah.
Difficult
Rob's
move.
not bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I have met a Rob that I like.
Nope, they're good. Good. Still undefeated.
Ofer. Speaking of Ofer, Nico Harrison has not screwed up the draft yet. They did take Cooper Flagg first overall to the Mavs. However, in an entire stadium full watch party, they were chanting "Fire Nico" directly in the guy's face, which I found very, very funny. But sneaky, the Mavs on paper should be very good. However, when you combine the fact that Kyrie Irving will not be back because of injury and Anthony Davis is just constantly injured, they're going to stink. Everybody in the world has the prediction that the first chance Cooper Flagg has to get to free agency is coming to the Celtics because he loves them so much, and Jason Tatum is his fever dream. So 5 years, Celtics fans.
And he's gonna be a top 10 player by then, so perfect.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Not if Marbet is has anything to do with it. A couple of their notes here from the draft. Ace Bailey drafted 5th overall from the Jazz. Was seen. No, the other kid that was drafted by Toronto, I think, said "fuck." Ace Bailey.
He did. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like this was a draft of young.
He tried to make it. He tried to like pretty much blow up his own spot, so he didn't get drafted. He wanted to go to
You're just telling
Washington.
teams not to pick him.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Washington.
Ace Bailey did not want to get drafted by the Jazz and go play in Salt Lake City. Frankly, I don't really blame him. And Danny Ainge went, "Fuck you, kid. You're gonna do what I say you're gonna do." But this whole thing, this whole entitlement idea, idealism from these young kids, it's only gonna get worse. They're making. Cooper Flagg made something like $30 million as a freshman at Duke.
Yeah.
So it's only going to get worse. These guys are just going to.
Why did he leave?
I don't know. Good pick. Couple trades. Suns traded for Mark Williams, center from the Hornets. It took a future first-round pick and this year's pick. This is something the Celtics should have been in on.
Well, the Celtics did make a trade today. Just so you know, they traded their 32nd pick to Orlando for the 46th, 57th, and a second rounder the next 2 years.
Bumping up those assets.
Yeah.
Flexibility.
They did. They made that announcement while we were talking to Robby, but I didn't want to interrupt.
I mean, that's a Belichick playing with your food kind of trade. Like, I mean, I guess second-round picks are trade fodder in today's NBA, but I don't know. All right, whatever. I will give Brad Stevens the benefit of the doubt, seeing as he's getting a statue, and he's done very well.
He knows what he's doing.
I would imagine that a lot of those are going to go into future moves. Anyway, on this Mark Williams guy, an expiring contract, $6 million. It cost you a future first-round pick, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He's 23 years old, 7 foot tall, 240-pound guy, good skill. That seems like a guy you could invest in. They've been tied to him in the past. I would have liked to see a deal like that, a little aggressive.
He kind of looks like a sped, so nah.
Haven't heard that workaround in a while. Pelicans made a draft trade that people were not big on. I don't really give a shit about. If you want to talk about that, Pelicans suck. Nothing's going to work out there.
This is the big one. This is the big
one for me, quite literally and figuratively, was when Hassan Yang, the 7'2" Chinese Jokic, was drafted 16th overall by the Portland Trail Blazers, and he was sitting in the stands because he was supposed to be a mid-second round pick. So he's up in the stands in this white fucking like BG suit. He comes tromping, 7-foot Chinese ass comes tromping down through the stands. Like, I am happy for the kid. I hope he's awesome. And then you also just go Trailblazers. Holy shit, man! Like
they said that was like the biggest.
We have Yang and Holiday now. We will win the title.
Yeah,
they say it's the biggest bust in NBA history. Like this is like Darko Milicic like type of pick right here.
Imagine like there are so many. We know this people that are terrible at their jobs in corporate America. They just mail it in. Like this happens all the time.
Very good.
In sports, I think like someone that did not deserve to get there, literally probably is drunk and like, watch this. You don't think I will? It's like texting with his buddies. Like, you don't think I'll do it? Fucking watch this.
You don't think I'll draft Yang? You're a pussy. I'll draft him. No, you're a
draft him.
Pussy.
Oh, you don't think I'll trade Simon for a busted Drew Holiday? Check this out.
I'll do it.
Watch this. Hold my beer.
Yeah. People respect balls. Nico Harrison, hold my beer.
Yeah.
So there you go. The other NBA news, other than the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the championship, if you want to touch on that, in Game 7 where Tyrese Halliburton went down. Durant traded yet again, this time to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a number 10 overall pick. Via our text chain, I think we were all boo. That's bad move. Durant, just stop with this guy.
He's going to retire Rocket. He wants to retire as Rocket.
I'm sure he will, but not with a championship in Houston.
No.
I like Jalen Green. I think he's a really good young player.
Dylan Brooks is like a Brad Marchand. If he's not on your team, you hate him. But if he's on your team, he's probably like one of the most lovable guys because he's like that antagonist, that just asshole that will just go after your best player on the other team.
The Suns are now a better team.
On paper, you would think.
Oh, Suns are definitely a better team now.
On paper, but the Suns are going to screw it up. On paper, you would think the Rockets would be a better team. You got a young team that broke into the playoffs, lost on inexperience, more or less. So you bring in a Hall of Famer, you should elevate that. But the track record for Kevin Durant parachuting into situations like that is terrible. Like
he's a cancer.
I don't know if it's a cancer. I just don't think he cares enough.
He
doesn't care about winning enough. Like
he can't be the 1A though. He can't be the guy, and that's what he is right now. He's going to be the guy.
He does not have that top dog personality. He does not have that.
Maybe Udoka dicks him down, and they avoid his.
I hope so. I hope he puts his hog right in his head.
Yeah, I get that. That plays. There you go. Okay, without a break, let's just throw it over to actually let's do a quick break because I need a drink.
Here it is. We had a nice smooth transition here going from draft talk into this first question. With a whopping 9 white guys selected in the NBA draft, is it confirmed that this will be the worst draft in NBA history?
Yep. Yeah. Do you know this is the first time in 48 years that a white American has been drafted first overall?
2 white guys in the top 5. Two.
Yeah. First time that a white American has been drafted since 1978.
The NBA is in trouble.
Finally, those guys have been held down for far too long.
Yeah.
True.
We're coming back, baby. We're coming back.
Big win. Big win. Are the Thunder going to go on a run now?
I want to say no because of the way the NBA is, but they have so much young talent and like still a boatload of draft picks.
Oh my
and
God,
it seems
the
like they
draft
have their
picks
head
are
on straight. I don't totally believe in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as that guy. So I'm going to go with the odds here and say no, but pretty close.
I'm going to go 69%. They're going to go on a run.
I think they'll be there for next year, but on a run, I don't believe in SGA either. So I think that he's just going to go full Westbrook. But yeah.
Didn't he just get the bag? He got like a ton of money to go play up in Europe.
Who did?
Westbrook.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Drake May got married this week. Is getting married young a good idea or bad idea?
Bad. Don't have
Right.
kids.
Ray waited 30 years to get married, and he's still
Goddamn right I
fucked
did.
up.
Goddamn right. It was too early. Should have waited
It has
longer.
pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both sides here.
What's the pros?
So let's say if you have your family early and now you're 40 and your kids are grown and then now you can do whatever you want as opposed to not being able to?
Oh, like you right now, Bobby.
Correct.
Bobby just keeps siring children. It's never going to stop.
The
Stop
dick
fucking
wants
having
what
so
it
much
wants.
sex. Jesus Christ. He has like on the calendar, dicks all over his calendar because that's how much time he has sex.
Exactly. It's actually your mom's calendar.
I don't know, because the mitigating factor here is Drake May is a bazillionaire NFL quarterback, so I think that just changes all of the algorithms on this thing. But good for him. I'm really happy for him and Mrs. May.
Tom Brady wins the Fanatic games, kind of like a Pros Joe situation as we've had here. Is he actually a robot?
No, it's just his TB12 method, baby.
I'd like to pass on this question because I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, very good. Would the Pacers have won if Halliburton's Achilles held on all game?
Yep.
I think they would have. I think they would have won if he was there.
He was
The
on
energy was with him.
He was like 3 for 4 in his first. I think everyone's shit on Halliburton. I don't know if he is that type of player, but he was certainly on that kind of run as a player in terms of clutch and winning. And he looked like he had the ass. And the Thunder felt all the pressure is on the home team in a game 7, and you start applying that pressure. And I think, I kind of was leaning Pacers there.
Is the Pacers a loser organization? Like they'll never win?
Eh,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't call them a
Do you
loser
think
organization.
in our
Nah.
lifetime they're going to win a NBA championship?
I would say no, but I wouldn't also say that they're a loser organization, if that's fair.
No.
Yeah, I would. They're lovable. They're a lovable loser situation. They're like
They're the Bills.
They're kind of like the Bills.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Bills.
Yeah, I think Halliburton would have completed one of the best heaters in NBA history where he is no great, but he was just that guy in that moment and that year. And I think he would have kind of finished it
Chauncey
off.
Billups, Mr. Big Shot. It was a Chauncey Billups kind of run.
That's fair. Good comparison.
But Chauncey Billups won.
Well, he also didn't blow his fucking Achilles, right? Which was the question.
You know why? Because he's not pussy.
Okay.
There it is. What could possibly be in the 61-page document obtained by Pablo Torres said to contain gory details about the NFL?
Have you ever seen the Human Centipede? That's what all the owners do. That's the gory details.
Although, funny you should ask, we should have a clip of some of these details.
Unmistakably encouraged the owners to reduce the trend of increasing player guarantees. I will also further note that Roger Goodell had said in that email I was referring to with his general counsel, Jeff Pash, that when it comes to the rise of guaranteed contracts for star players, there was, quote, a big concern, end quote. Goodell says, quote, if we wait to see how it falls, it will be too late to counter.
The things that were said on those slides, the things that were shared at that meeting were the effort to get the teams to pick up the fire extinguisher and not sit there with a cup of coffee and say, this is fine. It's the fire dog meat.
This is fine. This is fine.
The Deshaun Watson contract created the fire dog meat.
Well, that was boring and obvious. I thought it was going to be something fun.
Oh, you don't even actually look it up, Bobby, you loser. Look, it maybe is boring and obvious, but you generally don't get smoking guns like this. The NFL and Roger Goodell in the open, not nudged or suggested, told these owners to collude against guaranteed contracts after the Kyler Murray deal, after the Deshaun Watson deal. Hardcore collusion against the players. You don't. First of all, golf clap for Pablo Torre and this Pablo Torre, whatever the name of his
Pablo Torre finds out.
There it is, and he is finding out. He had the Belichick, Jordan Hudson scoop. Now he's got this. This guy is on a heater on his own.
He's gonna die.
He's a litigious little cunt
Cancer.
finding shit out.
Yeah, lay out. Yeah, don't go into politics or deep state there, Pablo. This is close enough with the NFL owners. It's something everybody else knew, but here it is in 61 pages of gory detail that these are scummy fucks. And your Boston, go look at it, it's on Instagram, Pablo Torre, and Robert Kraft is on there lying to everyone's face. Oh, I didn't hear anybody talk about that in this meeting. They asked a bunch of owners. They all had different stories of some level of I heard it, didn't really agree with it, or I didn't really understand what they're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. I lie. I'm a billionaire. Fuck these players. We're colluding. We're not giving big guaranteed contracts anymore.
So you're telling me billionaires are all a bunch of liars?
I know. Yeah, shocking. You're right. Bad. Sorry. That was bad by me. Shouldn't even talked about it. Doesn't make it. Everybody knows it. Shouldn't talk about it. Don't bring it to light.
Speaking of billions, the Timberwolves were sold for $1.5 billion. Are the Lakers really worth 10 times more than that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably like 20 times more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 1.5.
And also, that sale included a WNBA team.
Well,
can you name that team?
It would have been 1.8.
The Lynx.
Ooh.
It's there. You watch. Look down. It's on his notes. He didn't just have that.
It's not in there.
Rob doesn't have that.
It was just part of the story that I pulled it from.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Oh, I knew that.
Weren't the Timberwolves like just hemorrhaging money?
Yeah, A-Rod bought it.
I thought, or wasn't Kevin Garnett was trying to buy it and then he backed out because it was in such bad financial shape. He's like,
yeah.
I'm not.
And A-Rod was the one that took over. Him
yeah.
And there's another guy that
you might be right. So A-Rod sold. I didn't even see this. A-Rod sold it.
He sold a majority of his stake like 2 years ago.
Are the Timberwolves worth as much as the Tampa Bay Rays? Because that's the same price the Tampa Rays are being sold for.
Ooh, no. I'd go Timberwolves would be a little bit more.
The Rays might be a better business investment based off the way baseball works. They might be able to make more money.
I think
from an investment standpoint, the Rays might be better.
Ticket sales are higher in the MLB.
And you don't have a softball team going with the Rays either.
Sure, you don't have to prop up the Title IX version.
That's true. You aren't getting as much.
I think the Timberwolves must be in just unbelievably bad financial shape. A $1.5 billion NBA team, like it.
That's
how
bad.
bad does that suck for Adam Silver, who's trying to push the Celtics to $7.4 billion, push the Lakers to 10, and Timberwolves like, oh, I want to sell too. 1.5. I was like, you fucking losers,
you asshole! Do this next year.
We wait till we get someone in Vegas till you sell, you jackass A-Rod. You ruin everything.
Speaking of jackasses, what the hell is the point of an 84-game NHL schedule?
We can make fun of this if you want, but we should pass it very quickly. This is very simple. This is marketing.
82.
No, they're proposing 84. Two more extra games.
Why?
Because the margins on the NHL are actually real. They have a hard salary cap, and these players don't make a ton of money. And the 2 extra games for every team across the league, I'm sure they've run the marketing dollars and it's X millions more, and they can give that to whoever wants it, probably the fucking owners. The answer to all these questions is money, so I'm sure they've done that. But you're right, 2 extra games seems silly.
Yep, sounds retarded. It really does.
Not if your fines for taking someone's throat and decapitating a head is $5,000. That's the max amount of money an NHL player can get fined. They can get it over and over again. But
I wish if I had a max $5,000 fine to do that at my job, I would pay it.
exactly. And if you could, if you were forced to work an extra 2 days and your salary went up by 40%, and you would take that too.
That sounds like a great deal.
You got
done and done.
$5,000 max on the NHL. I think that fine that the chick in the NBA got was $400.
Oh, it was
I think it was an
$18.
actual $400 for.
It was $18. Remember, we talked about this last week.
No, that's what we said, but the actual number was $400. Which is
That's
funnier.
equally as
Which is
laughable.
funnier than
Equally
18.
as laughable.
Because 18 is clearly fake. 400's real. My electric bill was $650 last fucking month.
What?
It's very hot here, Raymond. Next.
Wow.
Will Niang and Simmons be on the opening day roster for the Celtics?
Yes, and $150, bitch tits.
What?
My electric bill,
I didn't
$150.
get the joke.
$150, my electric bill.
Oh, I got a heat pump.
Mm.
What's your heat bill in the winter?
I have oil, and it's probably $400 per quarter.
Exactly. Fucking
Well,
idiot.
one of you is too low, one of you is too high. I'm just right. So that's unfortunate.
All right,
And
well-
I hope they're both gone.
Finish thing off, Goldilocks.
The Red Sox lost 5 in a row. Was it fun while it lasted?
We don't talk about the Red Sox. We will be right back with not talking about the Red Sox. The Red Sox are 40-42. They've lost 5 straight. Their batting average is 183 since Devers trade. Alex Cora got himself ejected in 2 straight games because he wants to avoid these morons. Crochet is nasty. Bueller fucking should get old yelled in the background. We'll be right back with Bruins Draft Talk. Contractually talking about the Red Sox for under 30 seconds is still not talking about the Red Sox, but contractually we still have to talk about the Red Sox as a professional sports team on a sports podcast. So there you go.
I got you, baby. I think Robby number 2 should be talking about the Red Sox from here on out.
Oh, Rob,
Sure. I'll bone up on the Red Sox next week. I'll be ready to talk about them.
boned up with your mother last night.
Walked into that one.
That was too easy. Allen Iverson. All right, here you go. This will be a little bit short as well because, as I said in my opening take, drafts are boring. They are overrated. They very, very rarely account to anything, even in the NFL. As important as drafting is in the NFL, for the amount of players taken and the amount of them that actually contribute to the team they're taken by, the draft in any sport is by far the most overrated part of the entire experience. All it does is breed hope, which is the most dangerous emotion in human existence. And we are living and breathing it right now as Boston fans.
Did you hate it? Do you hate it because we never had to experience this in that 20-year run of just glory days of winning championships and always drafting?
No,
at
it's
the top?
fucking boring. You know when it's fun for me? 20 years ago when I was playing Madden and doing it myself. And that's why everybody likes it. All these video game analytic fucking nerds that
What?
grew
Can
up
you take
playing
a video
games.
game out of there?
I'm with you. I played it. I don't play Fortnite now as a 40-year-old. With
You're not 40, bitch tits.
Under. You're right. I'm not. You are. Are we celebrating your birthday still? You fucking loser.
Yeah, it's June,
The,
bitch.
The draft is fun when you're the fake GM, and that's what everybody wants to be. I have never sat down and watched a draft production. I'll throw it on in the background because we do this show. Like, I have no. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. So I understand that it's important. Don't get me wrong. Overrated doesn't mean that it's not important. Doesn't mean that it means nothing. Like, yes, you have to get good young talent in your organization. That's sports. But like the TV production and the build up and the expectation of what these kids actually mean to your organization, it's way too high. It's just not equivalent to reality. We said that in the NFL draft. We talked about the NFL draft for literally a year. Then they draft it. It's over. The next day, we're talking about the roster, and the rookies are barely mentioned, if at all. So it's like, it just, yeah, like most things, gets under my skin a little bit. And this is why we do the show, for me to vent. So let's talk a little Bruins draft. Very good. This is from The Athletic. This is a very good year to draft a center in round 1. Lucky for the Bruins, who have the 7th overall pick. They need a center very badly. We could possibly see 7 centers selected in the top 10 picks. I've got a mock draft here from The Athletic, Scott Wheeler, that we can run through. The interesting piece here, Ray mentioned it in his headlines. A lot of talk about the Bruins potentially moving up. If you read anything from a fan perspective or a pundit perspective, their response is why. So you've got 3 to 4 centermen, 18-year-old kids, centers that are projected around the same spot. They're going to go in the top 8 picks, and you're the 7th. So you're guaranteed to get one of these.
This sounds like a Mac Jones situation.
Well, yes, except NFL quarterbacks taken in the first round, there is a track record of those guys coming in and actually contributing in year 1 if you get the right one. Right? So there's actual consequence to that. We're talking about 18-year-old hockey players that take 3 to 4 years to develop. And I'm no hockey expert. I don't know who's the best hockey scout out there, who's the best organization at scouting young hockey talent.
Not Bruins.
It's certainly not the Bruins. I'm not going to trust Don Sweeney to pick one of these guys and then give up a bunch of assets to move up to 2nd overall to go pick them. If you're the Bruins, I would just wait. Let the universe pick them for you, because your track record here blows.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're going to do to get ahead of this run of players, mostly centers, after the first 2 picks is going to be way too expensive. There's 2 basically bona fide locks at 1 and 2.
It's like the NBA draft. It's basically after the 2nd pick, it just falls off. It's like, they're average player.
That's generally the case for the NBA. I think in the NHL, different years are different. This isn't working for me, so I can't give you the fucking names, of course. Hold on. Here it comes.
Oh, maybe like your electric bill, you should pay your fucking cable bill too.
It's actually God fucking damn it.
We try to get the Athletic one. Jesus.
I got it. Matthew Schaefer, the Misa kid, and the Frondell, 1, 2, 3. The Desinois, projected to go number
Mammoth.
Projected to go number 4, Desinois. And then after that, you've got Porter Martone. He was projected to the Bruins for a while there because he's a big lumbering oaf on the right wing. He's moving up in the draft boards. But then you get to these centermen right around where the Bruins are picking at 7. Brady Martin, James Higgins, Jake O'Brien, and Roger McQueen are all right there. And, we don't do a ton of this NHL talk, so I thought it might be interesting just for a couple minutes to give you this. So James Higgins is the latest projection here from The Athletic to go to the Bruins. And by all accounts, which is totally Bruins, the worst of the kind of 3 centermen that are in this spot in the draft. This is the 5'10" above average height.
That's giant.
What are you, Bobby? 5'9"?
5'10".
5'10".
135 pounds?
Incorrect.
Well, this guy, Higgins, is 186. You got a 5'10", 186 Boston College centerman here, projected to go to the Boston Bruins out of Long Island, New York.
Out. I'm out on him.
Thank you. Thank you. From the size to the college to Long Island.
Out.
From the Redwoods to the dark green waters.
Yeah, I'm out.
This guy is not for fucking me. That's an old song. Woody Guthrie. These other guys, Brady Martin, 18-year-old Canadian, 6 foot, 186. Jake
too skinny.
O'Brien, 18-year-old Canadian. Well, 6 foot, 186 is, as a 21-year-old, is 6'1", 205. Like that's
Yeah, I mean, they're still young. They're 18, 19.
that's what you're looking at right there.
Well, go to this
Five-
O'Brien kid. Go to this O'Brien kid. 6'1",
The O'Brien kid,
172 pounds.
6'1", basically 6'2", 172. That's a kid that needs to fill out at 18. But 6'2" in hockey, you fill out to fucking 220, 218, like 215. This is what happens to these hockey guys. I just wanted to chronicle the Higgins kid who's projected to go to the Bruins here at 7 is like
Bust.
you've got all these other centermen that are just like farm boys from bumfuck Canada that grow up playing hockey. And then you got this Long Island squid that went to BC. Fuck. This 5'10" Long Island squid went to BC. He's gonna fall in the lap.
He'll never leave
of the
Providence. He'll just go to Providence and rot there. probably love
The biggest wild card here in this part of the draft here is 6'5", 190-pound centerman Roger McQueen, who's dealing with a back injury. But 6'5", 198 Canadian back injury.
What are you? 6'1"?
6'3", bitch.
And what do you weigh?
Ask your mother. Plop that on your face. I'm a solid 220 right now. 6'3", 220. I'm an NFL quarterback size. Pretty perfect. I could use another inch for an NFL quarterback.
Your mother said the same thing
Thank you.
That was
My mother said the same thing.
to me.
I think your mother said the same thing to you.
Yeah, you fucked that joke up. Yeah, you
She's
implied
like-
he bangs his own mother. And
Yeah.
that
No,
she
she's like,
wasn't happy with the size of his
this
dick.
was like over high tea. You're like, Ray, Rich is fucking fantastic in bed, but he
But
could
he
use another
needs
inch.
another
And
inch.
you're like, yeah, no, I've seen it. It's not great, but it's average. It's average. It's not what his size says it should be. And
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
right.
It's not proportionate to what 6'3", 220 is. He has
That's
more of a 5'7", 180 dick.
That's accurate. But the biggest story here is Ray and his mother talk about my dick size over high tea. So there you go. That's Bruins draft talk. We'll be right back with this or that from Chief Bobby. Summary.
I just see them sitting there sipping tea, and she's like, yeah,
What the fuck is high tea?
Oh, you uncivilized troll.
Don't
All
even explain it to him. All right, let's
High
do this.
tea is when I miss your mother's chin and land on her forehead. That's a
Well done.
teabag joke. That's a teabag joke.
I got
beep it up. We'll beep it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Nah, keep it in.
Yeah.
This or that summer edition. Running through the sprinkler as a kid or the tiny little kiddie pools as a kid?
Oh, this is as a kid? Then
as a kid.
running a sprinkler.
And now?
Tiny kiddie pool. With
Yeah,
beers just
that's the
fucking
right
rolling around.
answer.
That
That's the right
is-
answer.
That is the right answer if it's a child. Yeah.
I
that's
had
it.
the I had
Daddy, can I come in? No, shut the fuck up. I got
No.
beers and I'm cold and this is beautiful. Like,
this was several 4th of Julys ago, but not enough. Our hate mail incumbent, amorel04@gmail.com. Him and I shared a very small kiddie pool on a very hot 4th of July at a friend's wedding. And that was enjoyable. But we had the sprinkler going for the kids yesterday. Sprinklers is the answer for sure.
Yeah, sprinkler's dope. Fresh watermelon or fresh strawberries?
watermelon.
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 It was difficult to even pair it with another fruit. The watermelon's the obvious choice.
Seed or seedless?
I
Well,
go
the ones with the seeds taste better because they aren't fake fruit.
Yeah, you have to go seeds. I think a comparable would be like a fresh, crisp grape on
What
a
color?
hot summer day.
What color?
Yeah, grapes are good.
I think green on
The
summer.
green is the better grape for eating.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
I got a summer. You get the purple or the red is like a little too tart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's
The
sweet.
green is just a perfect.
sweet green, or some call it white, but whatever.
Hot.
Racist.
Water balloons or squirt guns? What's more fun?
Water balloons, because you can fucking hurt people with those.
I mean, if you have good squirt guns, like some good super soakers, and you can really squirt in some eyes.
Yeah, like your mother.
Well, okay, come on. I thought we were gonna get to this whole. I was just about to say, can we keep it? Super Soaker 150, the classic.
Yeah,
that is gonna be hard to beat. Do your kids have like the reusable?
Yeah, those hurt. The water
Yeah,
balloons.
with like the
Those
plastic
fucking hurt.
casing,
Yeah.
the reusable water balloons.
Yeah,
Yep.
those hurt.
I always hated water balloons. They always aggravated me. They always burst like when you're trying to blow them
yeah,
up.
and it's just
And they
the
never-
fun's over immediately. It's like 2 seconds. It's like a flurry. It's like Ray in bed. It's just like and it's over.
As
Yeah,
Wayne
good.
says, guns, less reloads.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Unless it's Ray's mother, and then there's plenty of loads. We've hit the quota, boys. We've hit the quota.
Speaking of loads, a day on the boat or a night high on coke?
I didn't even read this as you were reading it. That one got me. Tough one. I'm gonna go day in the boat.
The answer is obvious. What do you think? I'm gonna give me the blow. Let's go.
Most of those nights have been not great. I'm gonna go day in the boat.
Very good. Ray, are you with me? Excellent. Iced tea or lemonade?
Lemonade. You're
Ray is
muted,
muted.
dumbass.
Ray is muted.
God, bottom of the totem pole dumb constantly.
Ray, we'd like your answer. Iced tea or lemonade? We don't know.
You're still muted. You
Yup, lemonade, he says. He says lemonade. I go iced tea here. A good iced tea is better than lemonade.
Sweetened or unsweetened?
Sweetened.
Ray's permanently muted, so this rest of the show.
The show just got smarter.
Very well.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Oh, he's back. All right. Have a summer fling like in a teenage girl's novel or a summer adventure?
Are we talking about now?
Yes.
Summer Adventure. Bobby's just trying to get us in trouble tonight.
Seriously.
What the fuck?
You know you want to do the summer of Dick and
Well,
Down.
no shit. But yeah, Summer
Well, then
Adventure,
say it.
please.
Say what you want.
No, Summer Adventure.
Ray's sucking down lemonades on a night of coke and a bang job with some floozy. No, good old summer adventure in the woods with boys.
Good old Summer Adventure. Love it. Mm-hmm.
I'll be the only one dicking down this summer. Cook out at the house or at the park?
More kids
The
revenge.
house, the park. What are we fucking bumping some DMX at the park and having a cookout, Bobby?
What's
wrong with that?
This is a city influence from the.
What's wrong with that?
That's
city
Then you can trash the place and not worry about it.
This is hood culture. This is
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Good culture.
this is like when I lifeguarded at Pawtucket State Park, and all of the
Latinos?
very friendlies would come in from Massachusetts, and it would be bumping Spanish music. There was 5,000 people. Everybody was having a birthday party. And
Gasolina.
Yeah,
Gasolina.
it was nonstop Pitbull. There's nothing better than just grilling at the house. I'm holding on to my kids' birthday parties, just me grilling at the house and inviting my friends over to drink beers.
It's nice, right?
Yeah. Like, no, we're not going to go to a trampoline park. You can have your friends over. I'll have my friends over. You get cake and presents.
I'll have more of my friends
I get
over
beers
than
and
your
hot
friends.
dogs.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
It is a nice setup. Golfing or not being a goofy douchebag?
Golfing. So clearly, Robby can't golf.
No,
Yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and not be a goofy douchebag.
Robbie 2's throwing quinceañeras in the fucking shitty park at downtown. we're soaking suds on 18.
Honey, here comes your birthday party in East Hartford. Enjoy.
Watch the needles.
Fudgesicles or
Ew.
popsicles?
Popsicles, because fudgesicles are gross.
As a kid, I liked them, but popsicles.
Yeah,
are
that makes
better.
sense.
Yeah.
Next.
Very good.
Can't say anything.
Family camping trip or family road trip?
Road trip. I hate
Camping
camping.
trip.
I hate camping.
Camping.
I hate
Road
camping.
trip. Stuff everybody in the car. Fuck that.
I mean, a road trip generally involves some type of camping or stay along the way. So you're just combining,
I just go to a
headaches,
hotel.
that's it.
Hotel.
You would, fancy boy. Little soft feet.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with Simplest Minds of the Week.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
Some good contestants this week. This one's made the rounds, I think, on the interwebs. U.S. U.S. sprinter Chris Robinson wins his race and makes headlines.
I call it dick hurdles.
Wins major race as he adjusts his AHEM wardrobe malfunction. 5 times Chris Robinson is a hurdler with his sights set on the Olympics. His win this week, while flopping out of his shorts, was a test. Chris Robinson is a winner, and he has nothing to be ashamed of after the world saw his wiener.
I want to get the wiener part in there.
Yeah, the wiener's good. The commentary is pretty good, but of all these videos, for some reason they blur out towards the end of all the videos, but they don't blur out the very beginning.
You see his dick.
It's very massive. It's a very big.
Was it pronounced wiener?
I don't like to stereotype people, but he is a black man with a very big dick.
Well, that one plays. Can we just see it one more time?
Yeah.
Wins major race as he adjusts his AHEM wardrobe malfunction. 5 times Chris Robinson is a hurdler with his sights set on the Olympics.
He is wearing a skirt, so that probably didn't help. One more time. Let me see one more time.
Wins major race as he adjusts his AHEM wardrobe malfunction. 5 times Chris Robinson is a hurdler with his sights set on the Olympics. His win.
Nice dick. I'm not gay, but nice dick.
No, maybe I'll do the second half gay because that's a nice dick. Here's one for Ray. I'll let you take this.
Yes, Ric Flair has been accused of repeatedly soiling himself at Florida bars and restaurants. He's been going to different bars in the Tampa Bay area and shitting himself, and just keeps drinking. So yeah,
is this a Ric Flair ploy? Is he trying to get back in the news, or is he just incontinent and gone, like on the way out?
Yeah, B B for sure. I wrote this down. I didn't write it down, but I screenshot that. But a lot of words. It just basically says he shits himself in public now, and it's like an ongoing
Sounds
thing.
like normal behavior in a Florida bar.
He just goes from bar to bar and just shits himself.
There was a good Reddit post that came from like just a server. She was like, "Is anybody else experiencing Flair showing up at their restaurant, sitting at the bar, and just shitting himself? Like we're dealing with this pretty regularly. Is anyone else dealing with this?" And the comments were leaked, like, "Yeah, this fucking guy, yeah, like 50 comments, everyone from just a bartender is like, "Yeah, Ric Flair shows up and shits his pants at the bar." We have to kick him out every week.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. I don't think and you know what the best part about that Reddit thing I read? Nobody seemed mad at him. No. Everyone was like a little annoyed, like you have to deal with it.
I bet you he tips well.
That's because they live in Florida and that shit happens all the time.
Yeah, when I go to Tampa, I'm going to that riverfront area and I'm going to try to find Ric Flair and I'm going to see for myself, see if he shits. Hopefully he survives till then, but yeah.
Are you going to go brother in arms and have
I'm going to go, woo!
Poo-poo duo?
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
You have a hard enough time aqua
He
dumping.
stone cold stuns you right into the ground or some other stupid wrestling finishing move.
He does the figure 4 leg lock. You fucking
awesome.
Figure 4 leg locks you to death.
Yep.
This asshole's figure 4 leg lock and shits out of his place. Speaking of shits, this one made me laugh today. I don't know if it's gonna make anybody else laugh, but
it made me laugh.
It made me laugh.
Chaos erupted overnight as this house was put on the internet for sale, and there's a good reason. Let's have a look inside. Reason is this. An open plan shitter. Here's a better view of it. Now, we can see here that it's clearly out in the open. There's no kind of barricade or wall separating it from anything. This is very open plan, and it's right beside the shower. Here's the living room on the other side. So you would just walk through the living room here, a quick jaunt round the corner, and boof. You have your open plan shitter here. Now, this is the third one of these that we've seen in the last few weeks, so these are maybe becoming more popular in the UK. I don't know. Are people in the UK switching to open plan shitters? Let me know in the comments.
Let me know in the comments.
Shitters?
It's like you've seen a ghost. He's like, what the fuck? Why is these guys shitting in open plans? Like, what's going on here?
That's the epitome of simple minds right there. Okay, we got two more. Oh, didn't get in the email.
I got it for you though.
The last one?
I got two more.
Okay. All right. Is the next one repent?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. This one is
this is why all religion is a cult. No matter what you do, if you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, Catholic,
relax, Ray. We don't do politics on the show, but this is America. Go ahead.
Fucker. Really? I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you. I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow. This is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
I don't have to do anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Oh, no. Fucking accuser. Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. I'm pissed because he won't repent.
Oh man, he's got demons.
I just want to get some groceries and go home.
Thank you. Okay, so because this is religious views on that shortage, you're mad at me?
I don't give a fuck because it's gonna burn in hell.
Okay.
Join the
and
club,
you
baby.
are too, bitch. If you don't have Jesus Christ as your savior, you're gonna be down there fucking with them, screaming in holy fucking terror of fucking fire and brimstone. Do you fucking get it?
Yeah, totally understand.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. The very last part is what sent me. Yeah, I totally understand. I get it.
I get it. Yeah,
that's great. That's great customer service training right there. I assume that was a Walmart. That woman's ability to switch demeanor through curse words. Like initially, she was just using curse words, and
motherfucker.
Yeah, she went. She dropped the R on that first when she got offended.
When she got really mad, she dropped the R. Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you, motherfucker. I'm just trying to get you in the right place, you son of a bitch. It was endearing, and then he went accusing motherfucker. Yeah, I assume that was in Florida. Okay, and then lastly, hope we're on the same page here, Ray. And I hope this continues to be a weekly update.
Let's find out.
Bobby's idol, and I believe
show it to me. Let me see it.
Yeah.
AB is now jumping on trampolines in Dubai.
Wanted for murder.
Doing backflips.
Big smile there from AB.
Yep.
I hope next week he's like skateboarding.
I hope he's figure skating somewhere in Dubai.
That'd be nice.
I'm glad he's having fun. Just to reiterate, last week Bobby said that everybody should want to be AB. He is what we all strive for.
Exactly what I said, but the sentiment
exactly
was
what you said.
It's pretty close to what Robby too
word
said.
for word. Yeah.
This has been the Civic Mind Sports Show Friday Rewind, June 27th, live here, June 26th. As always, rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends, tell your mothers. Go to the civicmindsports.com. Get your free. God damn, you can't put that up when I'm putting a. Did I say I hope he gets fingered in prison?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, we can all agree with that, which is also probably on Bobby's wish list.
Getting fingered is like the least of his problems if he goes to prison.
Yeah, going to prison is probably the first of his problems.
Yeah.
And then, I bet you. You know how many
He's in Dubai.
Do you know how many friends Antonio Brown would make in prison? He would be the king of prison.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he would do really well there.
It's like Prison Break. I don't know if you guys ever seen that show. Like he'd be like running that prison.
Do you like Prison Break?
It's a good show.
Yeah.
First season, brilliant. After that,
fair enough. If you're looking for some free merchandise, just go to SimplesMindSports.com. Join the newsletter. We're giving away a lot of shit. So check it out. Okay. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I know.